All right, welcome to this video. In today's video, we are going to look at questions from Chemistry Tutorial Sheet 3. So Tutorial Sheet 3 has some interesting concepts that we need, okay? And we'll use these concepts for the rest of the course chemistry. Okay, so we are going to look at the interconversions, okay, between mass, moles, and the molar masses, okay? And then we are also going to learn a new approach of how to convert the number of particles, be it the atoms or the molecules. How do we convert them into mass? Okay, so we're going to convert them into mass by using a new approach, okay, that we are calling as the mole concept approach. Remember, in the previous tutorial sheets, we looked at the atomic mass unit approach, okay? But now we're going to learn how to do the mole concept approach. Other questions that we are going to look at, okay, are going to be involving mole ratios. So how do we get the mole ratios of the atoms in a compound or in a molecule and then make sense out of them? We're also going to look at how to find the empirical formula as well as the molecular what? Formula. Okay, so those are the concepts that we're going to look at in this tutorial sheet. And by the end of this video, should be able to know how to solve, okay, all these questions when they come in the quiz, in the tests, or in the final exam. All right, so let's begin our solving from the first question there. All right, so let's look at this question. We'll be finding the identity of the element X in the given molecule. Okay, so the question says a 50.00 milligram of X tetrachloride. So this is read as tetrachloride because I have 4 chlorines. Contains 37.38 milligrams of chlorine. What is X in this particular compound? So they want us to find the identity of that guy. Okay, so what are we going to do in order to find this identity? So first of all, they've said XCl4, okay, has the mass of 50.00 milligrams. And the mass of the chlorine, okay, so they said the mass of this chlorine is actually equals to 37.38 milligrams. Okay, so meaning we can actually find the mass of X. So mass of X will be equals to the mass of the whole compound minus the mass of the chlorine. Okay, so when you subtract this on your calculator, you get 12.62 milligrams. So that is the mass of X. So 12.62 milligrams. Okay, so now once I've found the mass of this X, okay, to know its identity, I would need to find the molar mass, okay, and then compare with the molar masses on the periodic table. So now, for me to find this molar mass, remember the formula: moles are equals to the mass over the molar mass. Okay, and if you make the molar mass to be the subject, molar mass is equals to moles multiplied by mass. So I already have this mass for this X. I just need to find its moles, and then I multiply to get the molar mass. And then depending on the molar mass that I'll have, I'm going to compare with the values on the periodic table. Okay, so now how are we going to get the moles for the X? We just get it from the formula. Okay, so XCl4. So the mole ratio here is that 1X goes with 4 Cls. Okay, so let's find the moles of this now. So moles of chlorine, its mass is 37.38 milligrams. So when finding the moles, this mass should always be in grams. Okay, so meaning I have to change this, and I'm just going to simply use the metric system to convert this to grams. So this is milli. Milli is the same as 10 to the power minus 3. So this here is the same as 37.38. This milli, we replace it by 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Okay, so if you don't want to know where this came from, just go in the topic 1 videos and watch, okay? Or just type on your Google metric system table. You see that the milli actually represent this. I think we also did this in tutorial sheet 1. Okay, so my mass is 37.38 times 10 to the power minus 3 grams divided by the molar mass of the chlorine. So now, the molar mass of the chlorine, when you go to the periodic table, is simply 35.45. Okay, so I can divide those two. Once I divide this, I get 1.0544 times 10 to the power minus 3. And this now will be what? Moles, because I'm finding moles of the chlorine. Okay, so make sure you punch this on your calculator and you find the same thing. So now using this mole ratio, 1 mole of X is equivalent to 4 moles of Cl. So now what if I have 1.0544 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles of this Cl? Okay, how many moles of X am I going to have? So cross multiply to be 4x is equals to 1.0544 times 10 to the power minus 3. So divide by 4, even there divide by 4. So the moles of X will just simply be, okay, we can punch that on your calculator. So confirm with your calculator that you get approximately about 2.636 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles. And these are the moles of X, okay? So I'm going to say here moles of X. So moles of the X is simply 2.636 times 10 to the power minus 4 moles. Okay, those are the moles. And remember, we also have the mass of this X. Okay, and even this mass, we need to change it into what? Into grams. Okay, so that we can now use this formula there. Okay, so I'm just going to say the molar mass of X is equals to the moles 2.636 times 10 to the power minus 4 moles. Okay, multiplied by this mass. Okay, multiplied by this. Did I make the correct subject to the formula? Okay, so moles is equals to mass over molar mass. So this has to be molar mass multiplied by moles is equals to mass. So that molar mass is equals to mass over moles. So this one was wrong. Okay, so molar mass is equals to the moles. It's equals to the mass. Okay, so the mass is 12.62. Remember here there's milli. So milli means 10 to the power minus 3. And then I leave the grams divided by the moles. So the moles are these guys now. 2.636 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles. Okay, and then what is left now is just to punch this onto the calculator. So my calculator says this gives approximately 47.9 grams per mole. Okay, so that is the value. And then now, once you find the molar mass, you go on your periodic table and look for an element that has a molar mass that is closer to 47.9, sorry. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so when I go to this periodic table, I'm looking for an element that has approximately the molar mass 47.9 somewhere there. Okay, so you can see 30 somewhere. This is 39, 40, 44, 47, 50. Okay, so it has to be this guy. So you've seen titanium. Titanium has 47.869. 7, sorry. If I round this off to one decimal place, I get my 47.9. So that X is most likely to be the titanium here. Okay, so X is titanium. Titanium has the symbol Ti. Okay, so XC4 was simply titanium C4 like this, Cl4. All right, welcome to this video. We're going to look at how we can use the percentage composition to find the molar mass of a particular compound. Okay, so the question here says, fungal rachis, a blue protein found in wood rotting fungi, is 0.390% copper by mass. Okay, so you have to understand this statement for you to be able to answer the question. If a fungal Lucase molecule contains 4 copper atoms, what is the molar mass of fungal Lucase? So now, when you want to find percentage composition, right? So let's say I have this compound, okay, and this compound is made up of A plus B. So if I want to find the percent of A, what I'll do is that I'll say mass of A, okay, divided by the mass of this whole thing now, A plus B. Now multiply this by 100 like this. This is the formula. Okay, so now I have this molecule, which they are calling fungo or fungal lacase. So this fungal lacase, they've said it contains 4 copper atoms, okay, plus some other things, of course. Okay, contains 4 copper atoms plus some other things. That's the compound that we have. And then they told us that if they find the percentage of copper, okay, it will just be what? It will be the mass of copper divided by the what? The mass of this whole thing, right? Okay. And here we use molar masses. So we are going to say molar mass, okay, of this fungal lacase. Okay, and then this multiplied by 100%, just like this formula on top here. Okay, so now we've already been given, okay, I can erase this now. We've already been given the percent of copper in this guy. It is 0.390%. Okay, so this will be 0.390%, and this will just be equals to, what is the mass of copper? They've said they have 4 copper atoms there. Okay, so if you go on the periodic table, you check the molar mass of copper, it is 63.55 atomic mass units, or you can say grams per mole. It's the same thing, grams per mole. So now they said there are 4 of these. So meaning it will be 4 multiplied by that, 4 multiplied by that. So if I multiply by 4, I get 254.2 grams per mole. Okay, so the mass of this copper, since there are 4 of them in there, it will be 254.2 grams per mole divided by the molar mass. Okay, I'll just write it as MR of this fungolucase times 100. So we want to find the molar mass of this fungolucase. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Just multiply whatever we have. So I can say cross multiply. In fact, cross multiply this with this. I get 0.390 MRI is equals to this number multiplied by 100. Okay, so 254.2 multiplied by 100. So how am I going to find the molar mass of this fungolucase? Just be MR is equals to 254.2 times 100 divided by 0.390. So make sure you punch this onto the calculator. The answer that I get here is 65179.5 grams per mole. So this is the molar mass of this fungal Lucas. All right, so thank you so much for watching that video. If you'd like to access the full solutions to that paper, you are welcome to access them at discretelearning.com. Okay, so also know that Discrete Learning Institute, okay, offers supplementary lessons to all the 4 first year courses. Okay, so either it be NS, pre-med, or A-levels biology, we have it on our website. Okay, we have physics, we have chemistry, and we have mathematics. Okay, so both for semester 1 and semester 2, we have all those courses on our website. So for any of the courses that you decide to register for here, okay, in case you're having some academic challenges there and there, okay, you are going to access a full quiz and tests solutions. Okay, so like the quizzes for the past intakes, you're going to access full videos to them and just learn how to actually answer the questions. You're going to access full tutorial sheet solutions. Okay, so all those tutorial sheet that has a lot of questions, we have solved them as Discrete Learning Institute, and you'll be able to access them on the website. Okay, as well as on our mobile app. So just go to your Play Store, okay, or to your Apple Store, you will search Discrete Learning Institute, and then you download that app, you'll be able to actually use this. Okay, we also have solutions to final exam papers. Okay, so as you're preparing for your exam, your tests and the quizzes, it's also important to go through the past papers. So we have video solutions for questions from past exam papers. Okay, in addition to that, we also have lessons to all the topics. Okay, so all the topics, in case you miss a lesson at the university, okay, we miss a lecture, you miss a tutorial, we have all the topics available on the website, and you can access them at any particular time, even in your blankets. Okay, we also have full assignment solutions, which you can find on the website. Okay, and once you register, you also be allowed to consult from us. Okay, so meaning that if there's something that you don't understand in class, you can simply contact us and we'll be able to help you understand. Okay, plus number 7, this is a bonus. You will be able to attend live weekly classes. Okay, so these live weekly classes are interactive, okay, and we'll get to interact with you, okay, in real time. You ask the questions, we explain. It's just a nice lesson setup that we have, okay? So you'll be able to attend those weekly live classes, and it will make your learning easier. Okay, so for those who've never seen the website, okay, and want to actually subscribe right now, you can simply just open any browser. Okay, so I'll open Chrome and then type in discretelearning.com. So punch this, okay, it takes you to the website. So this is the website here, and you can see there are a lot of courses here. Okay, so depending on the level where you are, we have these filters on top. Okay, you can even check here where there's a filter like free courses. So there are free study materials that you can use, like the past papers, past tutorial sheets, notes and the like. You can go there and then you're going to find them. So if, for example, you're in first year, just click here, first year courses. Okay, you click there and then it will take you to the first year courses only. Okay, so these are the first year courses that we have. Okay, so you can subscribe for any course that you feel you need help with. Okay, and if you subscribe for any of these courses, you're going to find the tutorial sheets, the past papers, as well as the topic lessons. So if you want to subscribe, okay, once you log into the website, okay, some of you don't have an account, it will ask you to create the account. Once you create the account, you'll be able to log in. Just click here where it's written subscribe to course. So click there, okay, and then it will take you to the part where you can make the payment and then be able to access the course. So even here there are filters, okay, in case you are lost, just click if you're in first year courses, okay. So the first year courses will appear here and you can actually subscribe for any of them. So just select them. Once you select them, you can also choose the duration, okay, by clicking this arrow, which is pointing downwards. So click there and you can see different periods have different amounts. Okay, so if you want to subscribe for a week, there's a price for that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, even 2 years in advance, you can subscribe. Okay, so once you select there, you proceed to the payment. A prompt is going to come on your phone to put the password and the like. You put subscribe, then you have access to the course. Okay, so this can be done by you yourself. Okay, you don't need anyone to do this for you. You all have phones and the like, so just subscribe and say goodbye to your academic pressures. Okay, so if you want a full guide, you can kindly check the link in the description below here. Okay, it's going to give you a video that shows you how to make an account on our website and how to register, although I've showed you again here. Okay, and then you're also going to find a link to our website and the link to our mobile app. Okay, so subscribe now and say bye to your academic challenges. Okay, so for those who would like to contact me, my number is 0779 96 40 and then 10. So that is Tutor Pro Solutions. All right, so thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor Pro Solutions. Until next time, always there for you.